But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul.
After I beat Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy.
Stephen A. Smith reportedly reacted with shock after Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua exposed Jake Paul for allegedly attempting to use bribes. Smith stated that boxing has reached a breaking point. He argued that the sport must put an end to these so-called spectacles. According to him, Jake Paul turns serious fights into scripted business deals. Smith believes this behavior disrespects real fighters and seriously damages boxing's credibility around the world.
That I'm talking about here, boxing's a skill. Let me give y'all an example. Remember Francis Ngannou? Remember that monster? That Nigerian nightmare? Remember him? And then we saw him show up and show a little skill against Tyson Fury, who came there out of shape. What happened when he got into the ring with Anthony Joshua? He got put to sleep, much in the same way Nate Robinson got put to sleep. Boxing.
Anthony Joshua has already made his position very clear. When asked whether he would go easy on Jake Paul or agree to special conditions, Joshua dismissed the idea immediately. He stated that he only fights for real and without exceptions. As a former world champion, Joshua emphasized that he cannot risk his legacy on gimmicks or scripted outcomes. He made it clear that he will never compromise the integrity of boxing for entertainment or money. Mike Tyson also reportedly suggested that Jake Paul attempted to script parts of their fight.
With Jake, what I learned about Jake is, so when you look at the physicality stuff, and as you said, he's looking at my chest, I think Jake is someone where I got to beat him mentally because he's a mental person. This is my observation. A lot of what Jake's preparation is based around is not only the physical aspect of training, but the way he thinks, meditation, breath work. And if I can break his soul and I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint. I know the person that's in front of me, and I know that I got to break it. That's why I said I got to take his soul. It's not just physical, I got to take your soul in the ring.
Only person that can do that is God.
I knew he was going to say that.
Is he f***ing with your brain?
No, I don't know. That's what I was gonna ask, is how do you plan on doing that? Like, when is it gonna start?
Because everything...
I mean, obviously in the fights it's different, you know? But, I mean, when are you gonna start taking it?
I've just seen in fights when I can see someone's, let's call it energy, frequency leaving their body. And that's what my goal is to do the same to you. You have that instinct. You can see it. When you're fighting, you can just see a small glimmer of someone that's just about to start fading. And then you just keep exploiting that, keep exploiting that until some people give up, some people get knocked out. We'll figure out. But as I said, for me, it's not just going in there and being dominating physically. I want to break him down spiritually.
Tyson explained that money was never a motivation for him because he is already financially secure. He said the fight would not change his lifestyle in any way. According to reports, Tyson agreed to step into the ring for personal reasons, not profit. He also resisted any effort to control or manipulate the outcome of the bout. Joe Rogan discussed what he believes is a clear pattern in Jake Paul's boxing career.
This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on. Well, we're going to be in the building. I'm going to be there. Speaking of the exhibition with Roy, like, when that exhibition happened, man, I felt like it was too...
According to Rogan, Jake often chooses opponents who may be physically larger but are strategically safer. He believes these matchups are intentional, not accidental. Rogan explained that such fighters bring massive attention and name recognition, which benefits Jake regardless of the actual competition. Using Mike Tyson as an example, Rogan noted that legends attract audiences simply by appearing. This creates an environment where entertainment outweighs true competition. Rogan suggested that many of these fights appear tilted in Jake's favor, leaving fans questioning whether they are real contests or carefully managed spectacles, designed for profit and exposure. Jake Paul has responded to these accusations by denying them completely. He claims that people make up stories because they dislike his success.
With that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know, you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million or something.
Yeah. And Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like, he gets guys that he's bigger
than, younger
the only time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury?
Good fight.
Tommy Fury.
Very good fight. Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a YouTuber.
For sure. It's easy to dismiss him, but I was there when he knocked out Tyron, and I was like, man, I'm done with this kid. I was like, I never wanted to corner another fight in my life, man. I was like, yo, he just knocked my boy flat.
According to Jake, the idea that his fights are scripted is an excuse used by critics who refuse to accept his growth. As a boxer, he points out that boxing commissions oversee these events and would never allow illegal manipulation. Jake insists that every opponent enters the ring willingly and that he trains hard to earn his wins. He believes the constant criticism proves that he has disrupted the boxing world and forced traditional fans to face a reality they are uncomfortable with. The fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua quickly showed a dangerous mismatch. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping reacted strongly.
Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy. They like showed this clip of Mike Tyson going to swing at me with a left hook, and he like stopped doing it, but saw I had my right hand up. So he would have like swung like this, I catch it and shoot. He's leaning forward like I could have knocked him out. So that's why he stopped throwing it. And it's like they play this one clip and it has literally 50 million views on TikTok, but the average.
Stating that Jake Paul was nowhere near the level required to face an elite heavyweight like Joshua, he described the bout as a lesson in real professional boxing where timing, experience, and skill decide everything. Joshua's punches were precise and powerful, clearly exposing the difference in class. Bisping stressed that the outcome was inevitable because Paul lacked the defense, tools, and ring awareness needed to survive against a world-class boxer. Critics argue that influencer boxing has changed the foundation of the sport. With YouTubers and celebrities entering boxing, the focus has shifted from skill and legacy to views and revenue.
No, that wasn't the case at all. What we saw, in my humble opinion, because I'm a big Anthony Joshua fan. Of course, I've been a supporter for the longest time. A rather lackluster, unmotivated Anthony Joshua that didn't look like he was being particularly nasty, right? A lot of the time he was out of range, and okay, it is hard to land a shot on someone that's backing up and moving away the whole time. And there was a lot of times where he had him in the corner and he could have thrown a shot. And sometimes he was telegraphing his shots. And anytime he did go in to throw a punch, as I said before, Jake Paul would shoot in and turn it into a wrestling match. And even when he wasn't shooting in, he was clinching a lot. This is boxing, it's not MMA as we know. The referee should have done a much better job of getting in there and separating them much, much faster. As I say, it was the 6th round. I think it was the 4th round he got dropped twice. In the 5th round, he got through it. In the 6th round, caught him with the jab, a glancing right hook. He goes down, and that was that. That was all she wrote, right? I did a live. There was about 9,000 people watching at one point. Nobody was particularly enjoying the matchup. Listen, okay? I respect both men. I respect anyone really that steps into the ring, okay? And certainly going up against Anthony Joshua, that was a tall task, okay? You know, metaphorically and figuratively, right? It was a tall task. It was a big job. It was a tough opponent. It was a mismatch, and it was, right? Jake Paul never worried Anthony Joshua once. He never rung his bell. He never caused any damage. He never had him worried. He never did anything. It wasn't a fight. It was a display of how long can Jake Paul last? Can he run away longer?
It strengthened the belief that legendary fighters are being used to legitimize modern spectacles, instead of competing authentically. As more footage circulated, scrutiny grew. Observers pointed to moments where aggression seemed limited and the pacing felt calculated. While no proof confirms wrongdoing, these visual cues continue to fuel debate. The fight has become a reference point whenever scripted boxing discussions arise, reinforcing public doubts about Jake Paul's biggest matchups. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for more boxing news and real talk. Until next time.